Hey guys, Aidan Kelly here from XM2. Today we are going to see if you can do Cinewhoop style shots with air at half the price. These are the two drones. For those of you who don't know what a Cinewhoop can do, I'll show you some footage right now. But it's essentially a really great drone that carries a GoPro. It's got protected propellers so you can fly in really close to things, go through gaps. It's super stable and it's really easy to fly. So great for indoors, going through small spaces, close to people, underneath things, over the top of things, whatever you want. It's a really cool little device and it's getting used in all sorts of stuff, from live sport to real estate to anything. So we're going to go through a few of those things today and show you, and we're going to do a comparison to the shots that you can get on the Mavic Air or Mini. We'll do a comparison to the Mavic Mini and to the Air 2, DJI Air 2, huh? DJI Mini. We're going to do a comparison to the DJI Mini 2. Mini 2, as you can see, we put the prop guards on here. Now that's to emulate the safety of the Cinewhoop. The amazing thing about this, you can buy them anywhere. They've got a fully stabilized head on the front. These are typically used for cinematic shots. So when you're trying to fly slow, nice wide stuff, you know, really smooth footage. It's got a great camera on there, which is an equivalent to a GoPro. So we're not going to concentrate too much on the actual camera footage because I think there's plenty of stuff online about that. It's about whether we can make the shot with this, which is half the price. So let's get out there and we'll have a look. As you can see, it's easily able to keep up with Dan. It's very agile, easy to move, feels really fluid and natural the way you track a person. You know, it's very easy to change altitude and make fine adjustments as you're doing the shot. It's sometimes pretty hard to track where he's going. Just here I bump into him because I didn't expect him to stop because it was coming up, and then actually collided here because he turned the opposite way I thought he was going to turn. Great thing about the Cinewhoop is the extra protection you have. You know, the Cinewhoop was fine, no harm to Dan either, so really nice. These shots here, this one in particular, we would love to have done with the Mavic, but it's just that little bit bigger with the prop guards on, so we weren't able to fit it through Dan's legs comfortably. But it's a really cool shot, as you can see. Tried it a couple of times. It was very comfortable with the border as well. I think the difficult thing with this is looking at the footage. You've got to be real close, really in there to make it look cool. And then, you know, low down obviously looks good, but as it's undulating and as the skateboarding's changing speed, you're catching and then coming away. So it's like a whole nother thing to play with. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We're gonna have a go at this guy now. We'll see what it's like. It's gonna have to fly it from the thing. I think there's a bit of delay on the video, which you know, could make it quite hard to shoot this, but we'll have a go and see what happens. So I don't think we'll be able to do some of the quick turns and spins, but I'll be interested to see what we can get done with it. Now, one thing that you notice is that I'm actually flying quite a lot further away from Dan here when he's skating. It still actually has quite a good feel to the shot. This particular shot is very hard to do on a Cinewhoop pulling back towards you. I'm actually just looking at the drone pulling. Now, the issue I have is you can see there I'm losing him through the pan, and it is quite jerky with the pan as I'm panning through there, so it's very hard to keep him close while panning. You can see I'm always a little bit further away. It's difficult. Okay, here I'm using FPV mode on the Mavic, which is supposed to emulate the drone movement of an FPV drone. As you can see, it's really jerky and I don't think it's doing a good job of emulating that. So I don't think that's a good choice. His shot is now top-down shot, something you cannot do with a Cinewhoop or these wide establishers. So we've flown both drones. You've seen a bit of footage from each one. In my opinion, the Cinewhoop is much better for this type of work, although if you only had the Mini 2, it will actually do quite a good job still, but you're a little bit limited in the shots. I think the Cinewhoop is better because it's more dynamic, it's much more agile when you're flying it, it's quicker to change directions, so you're going to nail those shots more often, whereas the Mini, you're going to have to think about a little bit more your shots. But you are able to achieve some things on the Mini which you aren't on the Cinewhoop, which is, you know, tilted down at a bird's eye view, as well as sort of pulling back towards yourself and doing some shots like that. Plus, you don't actually have to post-stabilize any of the footage. All the footage we had done on the Cinewhoop has gone through real steady. We're using a GoPro Hero 6, so it is an extra step you have to do. whereas all the stuff off the Mini has actually just come straight out of the camera and into the editing software. So yeah, I think both good tools, but if you really want to get those really amazing shots which you're seeing online on YouTube, you've got to go with the Cinewhoop. So tomorrow we're going to release a video that's going to compare the two same drones you've seen today for real estate purposes, in particular fly-throughs, which Cinewhoops are getting used for a lot. But the idea is you can maybe do that with the Mini 2 at half the price, as well as potentially a lot of other things. So subscribe now, check it out tomorrow, you'll get a notification.